make a move and the bunny gets it.
I said, put the bunny back in the box. Why couldn't you put the bunny back in the box?
Roar. Roar.
Colonel Ironsides here. 200 years I stood in the gap, fighting those who would harm my country. It was my honor, my sacred duty, so help me God. 9 times they took my life. 9 times I stood back up and made them pay. The freedom fighter and I could handle anything, but someone betrayed me. I was ambushed, made mortal, rendered powerless, and retired. They passed an amendment that made me a civilian before I left the hospital. For 50 years, I watched my country change. Watched this work while erasing me from history. The day I quit my job, I powered up and discovered they lied about that too. I'll remind them of freedom. I'll remind them of duty. I'll remind them of their oaths and who they serve. I'll remind them while I'm shoving it down their throats. It's showtime.
Psychically, I'm very well endowed.
I want to know what you're thinking. There are some things you can't hide. I want to know what you're feeling. Tell me what's on your mind.
Hey there, this is Good from Telepathic Bunny Comics. Welcome to the Rabbit Hole. Special What's Next. I don't usually get very political on this show, and tonight I'm not really going to get political. Just there's a reality that I wanted to talk about, and I can't think of anybody better to talk about it than this guy right
If it's
here.
no Scottish, just come up!
Hello. Good evening, everyone.
Yo, welcome to the show.
And I am totally not American, so this should be fun.
Well, the thing about it is what I want to talk about tonight is kind of a universal thing. Are you you are one of the biggest absorbers of pop culture I know.
Right. I may have seen a few things, yeah.
You may have seen a few things. Every single thing that I bring up, you're like, I think I have that somewhere. So
it's almost like I collect films or something, isn't it?
Almost like you do, yeah. So basically, 2016 happened. Something happened in 2016. I don't know if you remember.
Sorry, I'm very old. My memory doesn't go that far back, you know.
Okay. Well, there was an election that took place, and somebody who nobody expected to win,
right,
won.
That's true.
Yeah.
I thought that was the most ridiculous thing ever. You know, I didn't expect Trump to get in there at all. I like Trump, but I never thought he'd get in.
Oh no, nobody really did. I don't think he even did, to be honest.
Well,
Well, what happened was
Where's she at? Where's she at this time?
she moved to Australia. Somebody
Oh.
hunted her down. She moved to Australia. So I guess she's given up on the United States, but it is what it is.
Oh dear.
Anyway, so the chick in the bright green anorak kind of like flipped her lid, and she's been kind of iconic of what happened in 2016. Well,
Yeah.
there's been a lot of people trying to like take that crown this year.
One or two.
Yeah,
Just one or two.
one or two. If you want to doom scroll through X, you can see quite a few posted.
I've seen compilations on YouTube as well. It's pretty insane.
Yeah. All of them saying these really completely unhinged things. Things that even if you have any kind of logic or any kind of like common sense, would be impossible.
Right.
Even if he was everything you say he is, these are things that he can't possibly do because in America we have checks and balances.
Well, that's usually how it works. Yeah.
But plus it's things that if he did these things, it would like reverse earlier things that he did, and that he has never reversed anything that he has done. So in his entire career, so
I find it unlikely he's going to start now. So
okay, so after 2016. Suddenly all the art that we got, which pretty much is centered in LA, and New York.
Sorry.
Yeah, suddenly it all had this stuff in it about the right is Hitler, the right is Nazis, blah blah blah, and it seemed like everybody, all this like political stuff just started floating in, and suddenly it's DEI, which is diversity, equity, inclusion, CRT, which is critical race theory. All this Marxism suddenly just like showed up and took over everything. I mean, everything. Commercials. When is the last time you've seen a commercial where it's a white man and a white woman in a positive light being a married couple?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. About 5 years.
Yeah. I mean, there are still the occasional white guy in an advert, but there's a lot of other.
They're either an idiot or it's a biracial couple. They're either a total idiot.
Mixed people in them.
Right. Right. And obviously there's a agenda at place here. One thing's a pattern, but you see it 50,000 times, it becomes like, okay, there's an agenda.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, an isolation, seeing all these different kind of people, it's fine. But once it's becomes repetitive and stuff like that, you kind of go,
Yeah. That's when you're like,
white man, bad.
Right.
Almost like that's going on.
Well, so things that are not speculation. With the D files that have been uncovered or basically leaked to Film Threat, we find out that all these like movie studios, especially Disney in particular, basically had this phrase that white and male is stale.
That's
and
right.
So,
yes, I remember that. White male still. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I.e., get rid of all white male creators because they're stale, and also get rid of all white males in media because they're stale. And so that happened right on the heels of the Trump presidency. Okay.
Yeah.
And carried on through, the next guy who I don't feel like naming. Anyway, so basically all these changes were funded by what's called ESG, environmental, socialistic governance or something like that. I don't know.
Equity,
I keep forgetting what the S was.
equity, something.
Environmental something governance. Environmental something governance.
Okay.
Societal governments or something like that. Anyway.
Keep a shite.
Yeah, exactly. It's basically a slush fund available to anybody who will push the right agenda.
Right.
And it's paid for with American taxpayer money.
Naturally. It always is, isn't it?
Yeah, through BlackRock and Vanguard. And then
Yeah.
they leverage the falling off of the industries by controlling shares in all these places.
Of course.
And so they created the problem that lowered, that made these places vulnerable, and then they swooped in and bought shares in,
Right. Yeah.
Pretty much, they used to call it robber baron or hostile takeover, basically.
Right. Okay.
But see, they basically funded these people's insanity, and then profited off the insanity. But that money has run out.
Oh no!
Yes. So, hey, what's up, Dave McDowell? What's up, dude?
All right, how you
Good to
doing,
see you, man? So basically, social governance. I was close. Social governance. Right. Environmental social governance. Okay. Basically, artificially creating a change in behaviors.
Okay.
Basically, they're allowing all these corporations and all this pop culture to essentially leave the customer out of the equation.
Okay. Yeah.
They're basically paying them to ignore the customer feedback and do whatever the hell they want to do. And because they're all leftist enclaves, so they just followed their muse, which is like, I hate Trump. And suddenly everything became variations of that theme. Okay. And so basically they literally told people, this isn't for you, don't buy it. It's not for you.
And they didn't.
And they didn't, yeah, obviously. But see, they thought that they could do that because there's a modern audience floating around somewhere that they're going to tap into.
They're out there somewhere.
But
nobody knows where.
So in other words, I know you're a consistent customer. I know you keep the lights on around here, but I decided I don't like you anymore because of the way you voted, and so I'm gonna shut the door in your face. I don't want your money anymore, and I'm gonna because this person's paying me to find a different audience, and as soon as that audience shows up, all that money is going to be paid back. And so anytime now,
I know. It's like millions of people have dropped off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you've got some asshole. He's like, it's okay. 10 people have turned up.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't think that's really enough.
Well, they keep quoting. They keep talking about Captain Marvel being a success. It's like it went over $1 billion. But it was between two tentpole movies, the Infinity War and Endgame.
That's right. Yes.
Which was closing out the whole entire thing. And
I saw Infinity War. I saw that one. Yeah.
Right. And at the end of Infinity War, they insinuated that she was going to be vitally important to the end of it.
Yeah.
And so here's her movie. And so people are like, I guess I got to see this movie because, you know. And so they went and saw the movie and it was god awful.
I haven't seen it. That Infinity War was the last one I saw. So.
Well, you never seen Endgame?
Nope.
It's worth the watch.
Okay.
I mean, there's this one girl boss moment that you can just fast forward through.
I've heard that. Yeah.
You can fast forward through that. That's like one moment in the film. They've kind of forced them to put in, but for the most part, it's a decent movie.
Oh, okay.
Trump gave me zits. Trump ruined my dinner. Trump. If you want to come on, John, I'll send you a link, dude.
Somebody has Trump on the brain.
Yeah.
Hello,
well,
Wrangler.
hell, how are you doing? Hey, Wrangler. Good to see you, man. So basically, so here we are. After all the madness, and we were only seeing some of these things happen this year. Several projects landed from gaming that have been 8 years in production.
Oh, yeah.
8 freaking years in production. And the Acolyte landed earlier this year. That was 8 years in production, or around that. 8 years or 6 years, something like that.
Yeah.
And Agatha All Along landed after being nearly 5 or 6 years in production. Okay.
Yes.
In other words, they were started during the Trump administration.
And they all have one thing in common. They suck.
They suck. Yes, they do. And all of them have these same themes and all this other stuff. And so it's like this time capsule. You're like, okay, I'm looking at this Dustborn thing, and it's about a dystopian America with a guy in a business suit with orange tinted skin being a bad guy.
Right.
And it's like 8 years in production or whatever, or something like that. I don't know how long that one was, but Concord was 8 years.
That's right.
And
that's right.
And so it all lands, and it all has this changes to it, like the DEI and the CRT, and which dates everything. It dates everything. Okay.
Well, of course, what we all know is that it takes longer to develop a video game, so we're playing catch up again.
Especially if you kick all your coders out the door and bring in a bunch of activists.
Yeah. Have you seen any of the footage from that new one, the Dragon Age Veilguard?
Oh yes, that's been lovely.
Oh
yes.
my goodness!
What sexy females when you max out the boobs and then max out the butt and it moves like that much.
did you see the lecture on pronouns and gender identification that's in it?
Oh yes, I saw the cutscene. Yes,
and the push-ups. It's just like, oh my goodness.
Oh yeah. I'm like, where'd you pick? Did you pull this from like a corporate? Corporate like sensitivity training or something like that.
Yeah. Some of the acting, the voice acting I heard was really like, what the heck?
Yeah,
it's like bottom of the barrel performances. What you playing on? And of course, I just saw. I can't remember if it was earlier or yesterday. That's BioWare done with the game. They've done. Yeah, all the folk that are on that.
No updates, no nothing, no support. They're going to move on to.
They're on to Mass Effect now. Everybody's like, well, that's going to suck now.
Yeah, so the same people are going to be, and this is most of this stuff is like 5-6 years in production.
Yeah.
And then you see something come out like Black Myth Wukong. Okay.
Yeah, I'm hearing good things about that.
Which is in China, and those guys, they're completely isolated from Orange Man Bad. And so they're just doing their own thing over here. And they were just like doing the best game they could. Right. Of course, somebody, it got smeared in Western press. But when the game came out, the cutscenes are beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. I mean, you see the fur kind of ruffle in the wind, and it's like how much coding goes into making that fur ruffle like that. It's just like, holy crap! Somebody spent all this time, just crafting this thing, and because they weren't distracted by like my feels,
I know, yeah,
my Trump, my Trump hate, I gotta.
Well,
so anyway.
I mean, as a now PS5 owner, I may get that game at some point.
You may.
You never know. You never know, eh?
Surely media will be creative again and not based on Trump hate, right?
Well, we can certainly hope.
Well, and so Kamala's doing her thing, right? And suddenly all the Avenger actors show up, pushing for her. And I'm like, oh shit! I don't know if I want to see Avengers now. It's like every single one of you idiots are this stupid. Seriously? And it's like, and the only one that didn't show up was Chris Pratt. And Chris Pratt, they're like, oh man, Chris Pratt wasn't on that Zoom call, so Chris Pratt's a Trump supporter or whatever. They're always after Chris Pratt, but
yeah, they don't like.
But then Chris Pratt's pointing out, he's like, I'm Star-Lord, and Star-Lord's not an Avenger.
That's true.
That's true. Which is a little bit of which I was a little disappointed in him for pointing that out. I kind of wanted to double down, but he's got to work, right?
Well, it took about a day. It took about a day for Mark Hamill to resurface, didn't it?
Yeah, and then he's like, "I can't believe people voted for Trump." That's all he posted today.
I know.
Yeah.
As someone in the replies, aptly put it. He says, "Well, he said the thing is, people started to believe that America had swung way too far to the left, so they're trying to course correct. It's as simple as that."
Well, plus Trump pulled something on him besides surviving an assassination attempt.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
which was by that much. Okay. Besides that, obvious governmental cover up of assassination attempt. Besides surviving that, he also did something that they never anticipated. He saw all these people at the the kind of like the more left leaning were kind of like throwing out, because they didn't fit the agenda. People like Bobby Kennedy, and Tulsi Gabbard, and Elon Musk, and people like that.
Right.
And and then he's kind of like, hey, I got a big umbrella over here. You want to come over? Yeah. And so they're like kind of like, sure, why not? And so they came over, and so basically he ran more centrist than he ran conservative. Okay.
Right.
And so what that did was that like pulled in, people that were kind of like Democrat, but they're kind of like, I don't know if I don't know if I like this stuff. Yeah. And I don't. Perhaps,
perhaps the people that have actually more than two functioning brain cells. The more sensible ones.
There you go. Right. Well, so basically, what I'm hoping is, and I'm hoping that they'll take that lesson to heart, that maybe sticking in the middle like they used to is more advantageous.
Right.
But when you see the meltdowns and you see all the like, I'm gonna drive my car off of a cliff, and it's like, okay, Bono.
Who has he done that yet?
Yeah, Bono said that. Yeah.
Has he done it?
No, he hasn't done it yet. No.
Anybody know? What about Rob Reiner? He was going to set himself on fire.
Set himself on fire. Yeah. I was really hoping for that because fat burns really well.
Has anyone checked up on him?
Evidently, he's not a Human Torch yet. So Anyway, Trump did a great job getting disenfranchised libertarians as well, myself included. Yeah. Well, basically, he's like he basically said, okay, I'm not. The neocons are kind of like war. We want more war, because we benefit from it,
Oh yeah.
And he's like, no, not gonna do more war. I'm gonna actually. He may have prevented Iran from attacking Israel today.
Yeah, I heard that Hamas has backed down or something already, and he's not even done
he basically did this video. He basically did this acceptance speech, and he's basically said, "Okay, Daddy's home. Cut it out."
Yeah, that was the joke I made to one of my pals on Twitter. Because he posted this. And I just says, "Oh, Daddy's home. Oh shit! Yeah. Please don't spank us."
Well, see, that's the beauty of him, though, is because he's not a politician, and so they don't know what the hell he's going to do. No, it's like Kim Jong-un basically said, "I've got a red button on my desk," and Trump is like, "I got a bigger red button, and mine works." And suddenly he's walking with the dude in DMZ, the first Western president to do so.
The thing is, the one thing I would say about Trump's last run as president of the United States, we really didn't get to see that in full swing. No. Because there was a lot of deflection, a lot of distractions and things like that. Obstructions at every possible opportunity. So,
well, the thing
are we going to see this again? That's the thing.
That's the thing. They're already backing down. They're already like acquiescing, and they're already, the judge that was like, going to hit him with a bunch of felonies is suddenly like, well, I don't know if I can do this now because he is sitting president. I'm going to have to reevaluate. And you're like, yeah, dude, you're going to have to reevaluate. And then Jack Smith has kind of like been told, is like, okay, sick of, you're heal, wrap it all up.
One of my followers is a Scottish lady, and she's put this tweet out yesterday. If Trump is such an arsehole, why did so many people vote for him? and I just said, I doubt it's this reason. And I did the Spaceballs gif. I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Exactly. Well, I mean, there's a whole bunch of leftists today. I mean, you see the news media, and they completely missed missed what happened. They're basically saying, oh, I guess Hispanics and black males are racist now.
Oh yeah, I guess, yeah.
And then this one chick, this one black chick named Sunny, Sunny, nice and sunny. She's like, it was all but because of these, uneducated white women,
Right. Well, and they're just playing the blame game now.
Oh yeah. They're blaming this or blaming the other thing, and it's kind of like the thing. Could it possibly be? Okay, let me brainstorm here.
Okay.
Could it possibly be that you're the baddies?
How dare you!
But no, it can't be me. It's got to be the kids. The kids got to be out of touch, Anyway.
The one thing, though, I mean, we were talking about the meltdowns that we've seen just before we came on, and it's just, some of these liberal women, it's insane. They get the implication is that they believe that Trump is going to have all the women shackled to the kitchen.
Yeah.
And there was some of the colored ladies.
They won't let me murder my baby. So my life is over.
And there was, you would have seen the colored wifey having the meltdown in the car. It's like, oh, we're all going to be slaves again. Are you going to be out in the cotton fields now? It's just like, what? Are you insane?
And the one is like, why do you hate me? And it's kind of
that's
like,
the one. Yeah.
What's that got to do with anything, lady? What's that got to do with anything?
Yeah, I can assure you, folks out there, you're not going to be shackled to the kitchen, and you're not going to be sent out to the cotton fields to do the work.
But getting back on our subject,
anyway,
are we going to see? You think we're going to see that in our media?
Because
these are the people that make our media in the mainstream. People that stick in these little enclaves are like all of them are making our media, and they have been for like generations. And
they just love the spinsters, don't they? They just love to spin it. Yeah, the spinsters.
Well, so I mean, the thing about it is the SG money's gone. Okay. And you've seen all these news outlets suddenly closing up shop, and suddenly laying people News. Off left and right. Learn to code, by the way. Learn to code. Anyway,
it's not racist now or something, isn't it?
No, that's what they said. That's what they said to coal miners when Obama was shutting their coal mines down.
Right.
Y'all need to learn to code. It's like, well, bitch, maybe you need to learn to code. Okay. Anyway.
Well, who knows? Who knows? Maybe Trump will open some of those mines up again then.
I don't know. I think he probably will. He probably will.
I mean, I think over here, we've shut down or going to shut down some of the nuclear power plants that were in the middle of building.
Yeah. So, and the funny thing about it is it's all in favor of environmental things that are just in theory.
Yeah.
But at the same time, how many documentaries are we going to get on fracking? How many You know, how many or how many Handmaid's Tales, kind of like style shows that we're going to get. I mean, we're seeing media now that was made over 4 years ago, or that was written over 4 years ago, that's finally hitting the market. You know, streaming service, out of 5 or 6 movies that I'll swipe through, I'll like see, okay, that's propaganda, that's propaganda, that's propaganda. Oh, this might not be propaganda. And then I watch it and I'm like, oh yeah, it's propaganda. Anyway. Ein Hock auf die Trumpenreich. Trumpenreich. Okay.
I'll just say hello for us comics.
Of die Trumpenreich. Okay.
I do not speak the German.
Don't speak the German either. I think it's Trump's rule, something Trump's rule. I don't know. Reich's rule.
Yeah,
so,
that sounds. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a little rusty on my German. Anyway. I still know the salute though. I still know the salute though. I'm not going to do it because I get struck down by.
That's YouTube. Also true. Yeah. That guy Count Dankula went through the courts because his dog did the salute. So you better not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better not.
Yeah.
Anyway, but the thing about it is though is this is essentially, will they figure it out? Because they went when in 2016, basically, there was already like signs of it going that way. The Obama administration had basically given people kind of feel like that they could, start going and heading in that direction. But as soon as Trump came in, it went like, it was like turbocharged. Okay, they hit the NOS on this thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And suddenly everything had like all this junk in it. I mean, everything had this junk in it. I mean, comics were pretty much on their way by then. I'm given to understand that like tabletop gaming had already started this direction. It's kind of like where it first came in. And
not familiar with tabletop gaming.
Well, I know for a fact that fan fiction had already started around 2010, because that's when I stopped writing fan fiction, because everything became like everything became slash fiction. Okay. You every guy was like into every guy, I mean, even the Supernatural, which was two brothers, was just like, you do know that brothers don't usually have sex with each other, right? That's not normally something that happens. Anyway, but I mean,
I'm just thinking about that. Hang on. No, it doesn't. No,
doesn't happen. Doesn't happen.
No,
no, it doesn't happen. But it was just and you could tell it was all like teenage girls. Well, because there's like certain details that human beings don't like. They don't twist that way, okay, and no. At least male bodies don't do that. So anyway, but I mean, you could tell that, and there's like Yahweh, I think it's called a certain kind of manga that's basically gay manga or something, and they're all like big Yahweh fans and stuff like that, and so that came into like the fan fiction, and then it moved, like gravitated from there, and a lot of those women that were writing fan fiction are now working for Lucasfilm. So anyway,
or the gaming industry or something.
3 cheers for the Trumpenreich, the rule of Trump. Okay, all right, I get it. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so essentially what we got here is that was a healthy industry, kind of like healthy. Yeah. For the most part, it was healthy. And just in the matter of the next 8 years,
it
is like almost, I mean, it is like in such bad shape that they're declaring that Hollywood's dead.
I was waiting to say, let's just focus on Hollywood then. I mean, how old is Hollywood?
It's been around since the teens, I think. It goes back to like the early teens.
So how old would you say it is then?
Well, it's about 110 years old.
So
thereabouts. Yeah.
110 years old.
All hail the Trumpenreich. Okay. Sorry.
So
we're not
Hollywood-
German here.
Holly-
we may be
Ho-
Nazis, but we're not Germans. Okay. German.
So-
okay. Anyway.
Hollywood has been around for a century.
Yeah.
And in less than a decade, they fucked it.
Yeah. Less than a decade. They've almost completely destroyed. I mean, the streaming model had something to do with it.
Oh,
But-
helped. That's helped out. Yeah, absolutely.
But see, they were. If people were consuming at the level that they were when streaming started, then that would have worked.
Aye.
But when they ideologically went off the deep end, suddenly people weren't watching these shows anymore. And so that model didn't work because suddenly you didn't have the views that they were counting on for the model to work.
Right.
And so essentially, but they never did that. They never made that association. They never made that. It's like, I don't know why people aren't like clicking on yet another Marvel show where all the men are cucked out and the women are all like girl bosses. I have no idea why nobody's watching this show. Okay.
No.
I don't know why. I don't know why some chick with an artificial leg and who barely speaks English I'm supposed to think that she can go toe to toe with Daredevil. And she could kick the Kingpin's ass. And I don't know why this show's not like just flying. Okay.
What could it possibly
no
be?
idea.
I wonder.
I don't know. I mean, the check marks that woman had. Okay, she's Native American, half Hispanic. She has a disability. She's missing her leg. Oh, by the way, she's also deaf mute.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and it's like, why didn't this fly? Okay.
Yeah.
Could she act? No.
If I remember correctly, I think I saw footage of the fight scene she has with Daredevil, and everybody was saying it just looks shite.
Well, it's because you could tell the people that were doing the fight scenes with her were having to wait around for her to make the moves because she's about as athletic as I am. Okay. Evidently they found her in a casting call off of an Amazon conveyor belt in a warehouse somewhere, but they found her in a casting call because they asked for a Native American with a disability that's also deaf mute.
Right.
And it's like one lady that fit all those bills. And so they were pretty much like, okay, we're stuck with you.
It's very precise. Yeah, very precise list. Of,
exactly. But they're like intersectionality wise, this should have killed because she has all these check marks. What can she fight? No. Can she act? No. But she is a Native American, half Hispanic, deaf mute with a missing leg.
Yeah.
And so, i.e., you have to watch this show.
No.
Okay. Because
I'm sorry, I didn't.
You didn't?
No.
What is wrong with you? I mean, what are you, misogynist, racist, and against handicapped people? What the heck's wrong with you, dude? Anyway,
I'm evil.
Evil. Well, you are Scottish,
That's also true. Yeah, I am.
That's true. I don't know what I'm doing, so I probably got it wrong. I can barely write English. Yeah, you probably should stick to English.
Don't worry, I can barely speak English, so you're all
yeah,
right.
you might have just been cussing in German, for all we know. Anyway, gotcha. I looked it up because I was curious as best I could find. I did not see that coming. All right. I just remembered Dryle is 3, so I was way off. I know what dry is, but anyway. Just waiting to see DC Marvel crossover. Wheelchair bound Oracle kicks the crap out of Daredevil.
Oh no!
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. But yeah, I mean, so they basically got the Kingpin had his butt kicked by some little chick who's taking the place of Hawkeye, and then he got his butt kicked again by some chick with a fake leg, deaf mute chick with a fake leg. And so now they're expecting him to be the big bad of Daredevil Born Again, and I'm like, I could kick that guy's ass, okay? I mean, some little chick can kick his butt, and then this chick with a missing a leg can kick his butt, and he's not very intimidating anymore. But
Really, no.
but that's the thing, though, and all of this was like a spasm by the industry to jog as far to the left as they could get.
Oh yeah.
And it all came out because of that election in 2016, because that's when they really lost their crap. Remember Ghostbusters came out.
I actually saw that,
yeah, in 2016.
Yeah, I saw that.
What's that, Wooks?
All right, Wookie, how you doing?
Hey.
Ghostbusters 2016.
Yeah.
I heard it was bad, so I naturally accidentally managed to somehow watch that on my PlayStation 3.
Arr!
You know, it wasn't great.
Well, I did. I may or may not have had a copy that may or may not have been like
somehow
strictly, official. Anyway,
fell off the back of a truck.
There you go. There you go.
Absolutely.
I didn't want it to go to waste. But I watched both the movie version, the one that was in theaters, and I watched the extended version.
You poor sod.
And then when I got over the brain damage, the conclusion I came to was it was one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Right, that was 2016.
I mean, yeah, steaming pile of shite. Yeah, basically.
Refresh my memory. What year did the Lame Jedi come out? Was that the same time?
Yeah, The Last Jedi came out, I think, around 2018.
Okay, it was after that.
But I think The Force Awakens did come out in 2016, I think.
Okay.
And then I think Rise of Skywalker came out like 22 or something like that. I can't remember.
Oh,
2017.
2017, yeah. And I thought it was around about the same sort of time because, you know, they just went all in on Star Wars after that.
Well, yeah. See, it was that double Ghostbusters the year before when that came out.
Yeah.
That's when they started like in on the fans. Like, if you don't like this, there's something wrong with you, not our movie. And then suddenly the Last Jedi hit, and then they used the same tactic. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, well, it works so well for Ghostbusters. Maybe we can shame the fans into liking this. And they went way up. I mean, they took Ghostbusters 2016 was like nothing compared to the campaign to shame the fans into 2017.
Well, that
Last
makes
Jedi. So.
2017 makes sense because I came on to Twitter in 2018, just not long after it. So that makes sense. Yeah.
Well, see, but that was also a result of the 2016 election.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Because suddenly they're like the people that, there's this fan base out here that voted for Trump that we need to punish.
Oh, yeah.
We need to punish them for daring to not vote the way we wanted them to. And so we have how can we punish you? Well, this thing that you love, we have control of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it, we're going to corrupt it, we're going to destroy it, and then we're going to you're going to have to like it.
Oh no, really?
Or, or there's something wrong with you, right? And so the fan
awful.
Yeah. So if I mean, I did this the other day where I looked up fan attacks, or it's the fans' fault.
It's always the fans. Always the fans' fault.
I went and I just said it's the fans' fault, and I had Brave browser, and which is not Google, so
no,
it's unfiltered, and
I've got
hit
Brave.
and then I went through it, and basically all these articles, they came to the same conclusion that the product is pristine, the product is perfect, the product is great, it has intersectionality, it has DEI, it has CRT, it has representation, it has everything that is supposed to be for the modern audience. And and so it's the fans' fault that they don't like it, because there's something faulty with the fans. And the reason why we know there's something faulty with the fans is Trump became president.
Right. The fans are broken.
The fans are broken. The fans are screwed up. The fans are wrong.
Yeah, of course.
And the reason why we know they're wrong is because they voted for the wrong guy. You think I'm oversimplifying it, but I'm really not oversimplifying it.
No, that's
legitimately what they think.
But then again, of course, the reality is that not all of the fans would have maybe voted for Trump.
Exactly. I mean, it's like I was talking. They think that would make people don't want to watch. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because the people they talk to are all in L.A. and New York, and they can shame the people in L.A. and New York into buying their product. But most people don't live in L.A. and New York. They don't.
Oddly enough, there seems to be apparently other places apart from LA and New York.
Apparently, and
I
mean, it's like you don't talk about people that don't like Trump. I mean, Neon and Geeky Sparkles, I watch their stuff all the time in every stinking show, and they're like, well, we're not fans. We're not fans. We're not fans. We're not fans. Okay, Geeky. Okay, Neon. You're not fans of Trump. Okay, we get it. We get it. Okay, you're indemnified from daring to like Trump. Okay, you're indemnified. Okay, you're absolved. Okay, we know you don't like Trump. Okay, congratulations. All right, we know it. Okay, I agree with them on everything else, but that just drives me crazy. Okay, we get it. We get it. Okay, you're not evil. All right, congratulations. There you go. But and they're out there talking about DEI, and the reason why they don't like DEI is because it hurts the people that benefit from DEI. That's they keep saying that over and over again. The people that are benefiting from DEI are getting stigmatized, and it's like that's why DEI is bad. No, DEI is bad because it's racist piece of shit, communist, Marxism. That's why it's bad.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, they're tokenizing these people.
They are, right?
They're doing them an incredible disservice because they're hiring any Tom, Dick, or Harry just because they tick a certain box, not whether they can do the job or not.
No, and what happens is because they're not suited for this job, because they don't have the skill set for this job. Then the output, the end result is horrible,
right?
And because of that, it's like, i.e., I guess like black people can't act, or I guess black women can't act, or I guess Hispanic people can't do fight scenes or whatever, and that's not the case. The case is because you didn't get the best person for the job. Because you didn't get the person with the skill set for that job, because you just went for arbitrary characteristics, you set them up for failure.
Yeah.
Why the hell are you taking a little black lady who's only done documentaries and sticking her in charge of a Marvel tentpole movie? And then, oh well, she doesn't know how to conduct she doesn't know how to do a fight scene. Okay, well, she doesn't know how to like do scene transitions, and she doesn't know this, she doesn't know that. Of course, she doesn't. All she's ever done is documentaries.
No,
And what
exactly.
do? You just tanked her fucking career.
Yeah, she'll not
Maybe
work in
she's
that
great at
industry again.
documentaries. I don't know, but she's going to have that goose egg right there on her CV for the rest of her career. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's
oh,
it.
you directed that piece of crap. Oh, okay, so you must
Yeah.
suck as a director.
Yeah, they kind of jinxed her, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she left the project halfway, halfway through the post production because he's like, well, they don't need me. They didn't need, And then Bob Iger is like, well, the reason why the Marvel Civ failed is because I wasn't over there to give it oversight.
Yeah, because he's done such a great job otherwise.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, because of DEI, she'll still have a career after this, but they ruined her career basically. She's always going to have that stigma on her. But maybe she could have been good something else. Well, why didn't you go say, okay, we got an action movie here with female leads. Okay, maybe we should get somebody who handles female leads well and knows how to do action. I don't care what denomination they are. Can they do this? If they can, that's who we hire. Even if it's an ugly white male. Okay, even if it's this horrible white male who's like inherently evil because of the color of their skin and the fact they got a tallywhacker. Okay. But are they good for the job? Okay. No one benefits for DEI except for the political class puppet masters, right?
Well, yeah.
But see, the reason why I want to do this show is because Iger is a commie douche. Yep, agreed. No debate there. But the reason I want to do the show is because it's happened again. But this time, it happened with even bigger vote margins. With even bigger, I mean, there's no debate now. I mean, it wasn't like there's no like there's not even popular vote for them to hold on to and say he didn't get the popular vote. We need to get rid of the electoral college. They can't even do that now. As a matter of fact, Babylon B was joking today. It was the Democrats suddenly said we need to get rid of the popular vote because they've been going like we need to get rid of the electoral college because popular vote.
Oh no, it was an absolute landslide. He absolutely killed it. This time.
All across the board, and not only did he kill it across the board, but he killed it with minorities. He killed it with women.
Yeah,
and he killed it with men.
Right.
And
absolutely.
It's everyone. And so they're sitting here and they're like, well, wait a second. This can't be the truth. I mean, this can't be fact. Okay, so I guess black men and Hispanics are now racist. I've heard them say this.
Not only
that
racist,
they're misogynist. They
must be white supremacists.
Yeah, they said that.
They're neo-Nazis. They're white supremacists.
It's like Larry Elder was trying to run for governor in California, and then L.A. Times called him the black face of white supremacy.
That's right.
The man was born in Compton,
right,
and grew up there. Been in California.
Definitely a white supremacist. Then
waiter,
definitely
there's a Trump in my soup. Well, anyway, so the thing about it is what I'm asking is, they went from a healthy industry to a ghost town in 8 years.
Yeah.
Even though the last 4 years they've had everything they wanted, legitimately or illegitimately. The somehow 20 million people suddenly evaporated in thin air. By the way, between elections, somehow 20 million people just poof. And now they're saying like, oh, there must be voter suppression. Where these 20 million people go? Right. It's just like. Anyway,
what I find hilarious is that when Trump won that last time, they did nothing but complain that he cheated and he was horrible and blah 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 blah. And, people then by complained, oh, well, Trump did nothing but complain when the Democrats got in and da. And, of course, he's back.
Yeah.
So, and they're at it again.
And at this time, the margins weren't even close.
No.
They weren't even close.
But they will complain.
They didn't even think it was worth a 3 a.m. dump in Fulton County. I mean, they're like they just looked at all these votes that they had printed in China, these ballots they had printed in China, and just like, okay, throw them away. Because they didn't have enough. They didn't have enough of those ballots that and all these illegals that they shoved into these communities.
Didn't work.
They didn't show up to vote. They didn't even vote.
Oh no!
That's the funny part. Is they took all these like military aged men out of these countries. They were all criminals, and then they're surprised that they didn't do what we wanted them to do. They're freaking criminals.
Remember to vote for us.
Yeah, they're like, okay, we'll take the money, we'll take the EBT, we'll take the all expenses paid suite, and vote for you. Why would I vote for you? You're giving me everything I want now. Why would I do anything for you? Yep, Democrats lost about 20 million voters between 20 and 2024. How did that happen? Yeah, that's the question.
How?
That is the question.
Wookie, I don't know.
Voter suppression. There's 20 million people that didn't vote this time.
Maybe
just
20
out of the blue.
Did they move away?
I guess they
America?
did. I guess they did. Anyway, but the thing about it is, though, is they took a healthy industry, a relatively healthy industry. It was already showing signs. Yeah. And they turbocharged this decline.
Yeah.
Mad about one thing happening and them not getting their way. And essentially they've put the industry so far that it's it might be a couple years away from extinction. They're already sending stuff out of the country. Mm-hmm. They're already moving to other states. They're movie studios are moving out of California to other states.
Well, that's it. Is it Mark Wahlberg is trying to set up something in Las Vegas?
In Las Vegas. Like he's trying to set one up in Las Vegas. Yeah. And so because of this,
that never gets old.
No. Because of that, in a couple years, we're going to be thinking this.
Who?
So the question is, are they going to learn? Or are they going to just keep going in the direction that they're going?
I don't know. It would be nice to think that they'll turn things around. I hope they do. I mean, of course, I hope they do. But I'm realistic and think, well, the powers that be, they want to push this agenda.
So far, they're talking about doubling down and...
Not a great plan.
No. Well, exactly. Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And I mean, that, and it's like, well...
Stupid! You're so stupid!
Oh, yeah, exactly.
So I guess we're
watch this.
We're going to find out. Yeah, maybe in about 8 years of things that people are like red or green lighting right now to take it to the orange man. I think we'll probably be seeing those things in about 5 years or whatever. Long after he's out of office or whatever, suddenly these things show up.
Well,
and
one thing I was thinking about the other day, because obviously it's a big thing. I was thinking about this the other day, and let's just assume.
Yeah.
Let's just assume that this second Trump administration is going to do wonders and all of that we're going to see stability around the world and all of that, right? None of that matters if it's going to be immediately undone when the next guy goes in. We need to get something done that's going to stick.
Yeah. He's going to have both branches.
If it's good,
well, it's looking like right now he's going to have both branches of Congress and the mandate of the people for the next, at least the next 2 years.
Right.
So,
right.
Some will start to change, but unfortunately, others just descend further into cult madness and die on that hill. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was also thinking about this. Is it really doesn't matter what side of the political street you stand on, or even if you're somewhere in the middle. If you are the first person that starts disowning people, canceling people, blocking people, labeling people this, that, or the other, then you are the moron.
Yeah.
So there you go. And in fact, that actually flies in the face of the democratic process that you claim to be a part of and be in support of. So there you go.
Well, what they claim and what the reality is are always two entirely different things.
It's funny how that works, isn't it?
It's funny how that works.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll find out.
It's just this is the thing. I mean, I remember the last time just before the results of the previous election. I remember, saying things like, you guys are just so intense with your Trump hate that you're just going to vote in anyone.
Yeah.
No matter what, just to get him out. How to tackle.
Well,
but
a senile old man that was stuck in his basement.
But get this. The person responded to me, and I think if I remember correctly, I got quite a few likes for my response. But the person said to me, "What's it got to do with you? You're not even in America." And I responded and says, "Yes, because nothing that happens in America ever affects the rest of the world." Right?
Right. Nothing ever affects the rest.
Exactly. It doesn't affect anything. Who cares? It's like, they call the president of the United States the leader of the free world for a reason.
Yeah.
Right?
And suddenly you're getting bad Ghostbusters with fat chicks.
Yes.
Or your Star Wars suddenly is like forces female,
Oh,
and you get lesbian space witches chanting two twin girls into existence. I mean,
do you know what's funny? Just since you mentioned the Acolyte there, you remember the Ryan Johnson trilogy that never came. That would have probably been better than the Acolyte.
Yeah, it may have, and maybe it wouldn't have had Harvey Weinstein's personal assistant over everything.
Yeah. I watched the video. I know it's a segue into Star Wars, but I watched the video by Mr. H reviews earlier. Disney has apparently revealed that there are new Star Wars trilogy in the works, and it's a week before the quarterly report or whatever it's coming out.
Well, they always do that. Always do that when the report comes out. We've got all these wonderful plans, and then it's like quietly, like a month later, they're like, "Okay, cancel."
Exactly. That's what you said. Yeah.
Well, it's like they hired this feminist activist from I think Iraq or something named Abaid Shinoy, I think her last name is, and the woman who's like, "I'm willing to make men uncomfortable," talking about how Star Wars has never had a woman's voice in Star Wars, and it's like, what's the next 8 years?
Yeah, well, that's it.
But well, what she do? She started going on like talk shows and talking about how we're going to take the Force female, and it's like,
how did that do?
And suddenly that movie kind of like gets moved back. And then suddenly John Favreau, who Kathleen Kennedy had in the doghouse, because he had the nerve to bring Luke Skywalker back to prominence.
How dare he?
And suddenly he's like, hello, hey John, you want to do a movie? Yeah.
What's that? The Grogu thing?
The Grogu thing, yeah. I think Mandalorian and Grogu.
Right.
But wait,
the movie.
that third season, I thought Bo-Katan became the new Mandalorian.
Did she? Oh, no idea.
Well, see, girl bossed the shit out of him the whole entire show, so I might as well.
Well, I haven't seen it. I know that was Katie Sackhoff, wasn't it?
Katie Sackhoff, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I like her. I like her. She is kind of cool. I will say.
Yeah, but the Mandalorian's about the Mandalorian. It's not about some chick that came.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Are you suggesting that the show should be about the main character of that show?
Yeah, that's what I'm suggesting.
Wow, I never thought that.
Yeah. What a great idea. Anyway. So basically, well, whether they want it, whether they like it or not, the next 4 years, the main character is going to be Trump. So.
Oh my goodness, they're gonna spoon feed us all out, aren't they?
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Emotional damage.
I haven't seen that one for ages.
All right. Okay, I'm just having a little fun right now. Anyway, so we'll find out. I
know.
But...
I mean, that's the thing, and I forgot to say it was just all those meltdowns. If I videoed, I said this to B Dog on Twitter earlier, so I don't know if he's responded, but if I did a video melting down, it would be for shits and giggles, for a laugh. But these folk are serious. That's the difference.
Well, see, it's like several Gen Xers. Gen Xers. Our parents' solution was, you want to cry? We'll give you something to cry about. That So Gen Xers are like, okay, take all my emotions and shove them down. Just die early of heart disease because of all emotional stuff. But basically, so Gen Xers Gen Xers would pretty much be like, oh yeah, Trump won. That sucks. But what is it? Well, let's moving on. I got job to do. But these people are like, Trump, oh my God, Trump, oh dude. Why do you hate me?
It's like the Anakin Skywalker thing. It's Anakin Skywalker. I hate you.
Yeah. And Trump. Gen X, rock on. You absolutely.
Yeah. I think the reality is that Trump does have a lot more supporters than what these people thought. It's not a fluke. It isn't a fluke. I mean,
it wasn't a fluke in 2020 when 20 million people showed up in 3 o'clock in the morning either.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't.
But the thing about it is, somebody pointed out, and I think this is worth pointing out, is that if 4 years ago he was still in the middle of having both branches of Congress, a bunch of snakes that were stabbing him in the back. And he had administration that was full of rhinos who were like sabotaging everything he did, and he had all these court cases that are lined up against him. But now he's got a hand-picked. He was able to. Now he's been in the system. He was able to see who the snakes were. He's able to point a administration from people who didn't stab him in the back, and he's able to pull all these other voices in from the left and the center. And he's able to have the people's mandate, a clear mandate from the people, and both houses of Congress, which he didn't have last time.
Well, that's the thing, and of course there might very well be a lot of people that don't like him. That's fine. Yeah, if you want to, let's say Trump can be an arsehole.
Yeah,
He can be very blatantly an arsehole.
Yeah, but he's our
perhaps,
asshole.
Perhaps
He's
a little arrogant,
our asshole.
flamboyant. He's a character, but that doesn't mean he's not the right guy for the job.
No, I think right now, the way the world is going, we need an asshole.
Yeah, possibly. And as you stated earlier,
we need a bunch of people fired, and who else are you going to get to fire people?
As you stated earlier, he isn't the run-of-the-mill politician like this lot that comes off the assembly line.
No. Mm-mm.
But we don't know. I mean, this could be the worst thing yet. We don't know. That's
well,
we don't know.
all we know is that the way the world is headed, what do we have to lose?
That's also very true. Yeah,
so
that's also very true. I mean, we could do a completely different show on whether voting really matters, whether this is just all controlled opposition and blah blah blah, you know. But for the moment, it seems like a good thing. I don't know.
We'll find out.
We will.
But
Yeah.
we'll also find out if Hollywood is going to put the gun into their head and commit suicide. So.
Well, everything
that
everything that's happened to Hollywood and the gaming industry, it's all self-inflicted.
All self-inflicted, yeah.
Yeah.
And so maybe this time they won't go Trump crazy and to burn what's left of it down. Maybe.
Well, that's it. That's it.
They no longer have the money to piss off the fans and with impunity.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, when you look at something big like Disney and like Star Wars, you know, that's almost an institution that in itself. Yeah. There simply is a lot of people that might not go back. I can't even say for certain whether I would if they turned things around. I don't know.
Well, I know I'm into Indy sphere. I can tell leaders in Britain are extremely not happy about Trump coming back. No, they're not.
No, they're not happy at all.
No, they're not. And I know a bunch of poor put upon Brits like our friend Gabi, who who are definitely happy right now.
Yes, he was. I saw a little bit of his stream the other day.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, that's like it's like the man always says,
who gives a shit?
I love it. That never gets old.
Yep. Note, that's been Cooper Telepathic Bunny Comics here with Mr. Cruel by Rep. I'm
Thanks for having us.
Cruel Barab. I'm sorry, that's mispronounced again. Anyway, we'll get it right one of these days. We'll get it right one of these days.
Eventually.
Maybe. I speak Southern, so. Anyway,
right.
That's been Cooper Telepathic Bunny Comics with Mr. Cruel Barab, and we'll see you next time. Follow White Rabbit. Bye, everybody.
See you later.
Thank you.